Priscilla's bathroom and Lisa's bedroom and bathroom, because he really changed the place around. Actually, Peter, I had been in that home before Elvis ever bought it. The Moores that owned the home, Mrs. Moore was the one that owned the home. That was her family's home, and Graceland was named for an elderly aunt of hers. And so I had been in that home because they went to the same church we did, and Mrs. Moore and my mother were very close friends. And of course, it was decorated much differently than it is now, because she had all antiques in there. But it was a beautiful home even then, and they did not have the jungle room at that time. Elvis, I think, added that after he came on board. But everything else was pretty much the same downstairs, other than the fact that they had a dining room table that would seat 24 people, and so it was quite large. I have eaten at that table with some of the family members, and I know that I think Oprah and Gail were through there years ago and had dinner one night with Lisa and Michael, and the comment was made that she was the only one that had ever eaten with any of the family members, and I thought, Oprah, I'm ahead of you. I've already been there and done that.
Wow.
But, anyway, there was a big TV in there, and then of course we went, when we went down to the bedroom area, I told them that they periodically changed the drapes and the comfort and everything in there, and they had it in purple this time. The last time I was through there, it was in a light green, and very, very, very pretty room, and a very nice large room. There used to be a big chair right inside the door by the bed, and Grandma always sat in that bed, and before Elvis went out at night, he never left the house without going in to tell both she and Delta that he was going to be gone. And so he would get behind that chair and lower that chair back so that she was flat on her back and kicking her little legs, skinny legs in the air, saying, "Let me out, let me out." and he would laugh at her, and then he always told her goodnight when he left. And but it is a very pretty room, and yes, I have slept in that bed more than once. And
take that, Oprah.
Yeah.
I said, take that, Oprah.
But I was out there at least once a week after Elvis passed away, and Delta and I would go out to lunch, and we always spent time with Grandma. And I know that for Mother's Day one year, I had bought her a beautiful pink satin long-sleeve nightgown, and after she passed away, Delta gave it to me, and she said, "I want you to have this," because she said, "Mama really enjoyed this nightgown," and she said, "I'd like for you to have it back," and I think she would want you to have it back too. But anyway, it's a beautiful room. They still have some of Gladys's clothes hanging in the closet that you can see, and it's just a nice, it's not overdone, it's not underdone, it's just beautifully done.
Yeah, I know Steve wants to say something here too, but it's my show, so. Now, I listening to you talking, because you were obviously there even before Elvis had the house. So I wanted to ask, when you go up there, is it a new experience for you each time with different memories that come back in different ways? Or or do you pretty much have just the same feelings and memories every time you go?
I have the same feelings and memories. I can always feel his presence in the house. And when I first went in that house with him, we were going home from the hospital, and Dick Grove actually drove the car home that Elvis had given me, and Linda and I sat in the back, and Elvis was in the front with Dick. And actually, I never allowed anybody to smoke in a car. Hold on, I'm fixing to sneeze. Almost. I got it. But Elvis had a cigar that he lighted in my car and smoked it on the way out there. Then he put it out in the ashtray. And I took that ashtray the next morning when I left, I took that cigar out of the ashtray and took it home, put it in a plastic bag, and kept it.
Now that's a memento.
And then after he passed away, well, I did a big scrapbook, and I had a friend that was very, very dedicated to Elvis, and I also had a little guitar that had come with flowers that he had signed for me, and we put it up for auction at one of the EP Continental things when Sue was the president there, and of course, you know, all of the monies from that went to the Russell home, and I also had an Elvis watch, and so I put that up for auction for the Russell home, and so this one man, Joel Harris, you know him, Peter, and Steve, you do too, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
And he paid quite a bit of money for that guitar. And so later on, I sent him, I had put the cigar butt in the scrapbook, and later on I gave that scrapbook to Joel.
Okay.
Nice.
And, so he still has it, and I still hear from Joel. I still hear from him. Haven't seen him in a long time, but I still hear from him. And then, but there are a lot of memories in that house for me, more upstairs than downstairs, because we never came downstairs at night. We stayed upstairs, always in Lisa's room. When he had anybody that he was visiting with, even when I met Priscilla, when I went out there the afternoon that I met Priscilla, they were not in his bedroom, they were in Lisa's bedroom. And that's where we always sat. And but the first night we got out there, we walked in, and he spread his arms wide, and he said, "Be it ever so humble, there's no place like home."
Yeah,
And
humble.
He loved Graceland. That was the one place that he felt safe and secure, and he said that.
You know, one of the things as she's telling these stories while you're going through the house, people are leaning in and eavesdropping. It's like an old E.F. Hutton commercial. And before you know it, for those of you who watching this who've been in there, if you go through the kitchen, you turn right to go downstairs. Well, we couldn't do that. So other people are taking off their headphones and coming in and talking to her. There's this big old bottleneck because it's a real little narrow hallway right there that people are trying to get down. And security normally probably should have hustled them along, but security that day was John Beach.
That's right.
And that wasn't happening, okay? Because John Beach wasn't going to interrupt anything. So it was a great experience for us. But that was our favorite part of the trip. Lisa and I both agreed that the birthday we'd done, of course, going through the pavilion we had done, but that we hadn't done. That was brand new. Not only that, my other first experience was going to Marlowe's with you and Lisa to see Colin Paul, which was great as well. So
Yes, it was. It was very good. We went in the Elvis room, and actually, Missy, the lady who owns Marlowe's, her dad owns the gift shop, and she got the restaurant from him. And she was talking to some people at the other table, and she saw us, and she came right over. And of course, we had to hug, and so then she said, "Oh, we've got a new appetizer out, and I'm going to send it to you." So she had the waitress bring us a new appetizer, which was a peanut butter and banana sandwich with a layer of bacon in it.
and it was wonderful.
Now, my question is, Marion, did Steve let you have any of it?
Well, I tell you what, Lisa and I took half of it and cut that in half. So Lisa and I each had a quarter, and of course, you know, the other half was eaten by Steve.
Of course. Oh, it was good. And
Such a caring soul.
it was fried in butter, and it was amazing.
Lisa and I also each got one full order of ribs and ordered for two, and it was split in half. So Lisa and I had that, and neither of one of us could eat all of the ribs or the beans or anything else. So we all left. She and I left with doggy bags, and Steve got a whole order, and all he left was the bone.
Even the ants left. They came up and said, "Oh, there's nothing here."
But the food was very. I've always had good food at Marlowe's, and Missy is a wonderful lady. She is so kind and loving to everybody that comes in there, and it's just a very, very comfortable place to be. But we did enjoy the entire tour. I enjoyed it myself, and of course we did go to the birthday cake. It was misting rain, and we started across the lawn where I always go. And Anthony, who has worked there for years, he's an African-American man, and he's just the sweetest thing in the world. He actually is Lisa's bodyguard when she's in town and out of town too, when she goes places. But he came over and helped me across the lawn, and then back across the lawn when we left, and we had some pictures made. And so everything was really nice, and I had introduced Steve and Lisa both to Jack Soden last year, and so he came over and greeted all of us, and Joel, the new owner, and well, he's owned it a couple of years now, and he came over too. So it was a nice day. We had a nice day from start to finish.
And then, of course, the exciting part for me and Lisa is driving out the front gate. And I have to tell a funny story about that because we drove out that way last year. And I turned to Mary and I said, "Will we get in trouble?" And she looked at me like, "No, you don't know who you're with." Who do you think I am? It was just funny. But this time Lisa was with us. I got to make a video of it. So now I have video of us going out the back way and out the front way.
Yeah, we went in the back, came out the front, and well, Steve brought the car around in the front, so I wouldn't have to walk all the way around there, which was very handy for me. And so we just followed the bus on out. We let the bus get all the way out. We noticed that there was not another one coming in, so we drove on out that way. And but you know, every night when I went out to Graceland when I was taking care of Elvis, it was a thrill each night to drive up that driveway and drive out the next day. And so I have many, many memories in that house, and I am getting a little on the senior citizen side. You know, I mean, I'll be 92 this year, so I think that qualifies me as a senior citizen, and a brand new senior citizen.
Of course.
My dad. And but I'm not so old that I don't remember my time at Graceland. It was, you know, 2.5 weeks wound up over a 2.5-year period because he was gone a lot in '76, and I didn't see a whole lot of him. He was on tour, he was on vacation, he went to Honolulu, but there were many times that he would call and say, "Would you just come out and rub my back and have a cup of coffee?" And then the last time he called me was at 2 o'clock in the morning, just a few days before he passed away. And he said, all he said was, "Miss Cock, I don't feel good, would you come?" And I said, "I'll be there as soon as I can get dressed." And my husband said, "Where are you going at 2 o'clock in the morning?" I said, "I'm going to Graceland." I said, "Elvis needs me." And I went out there and went in, and he was sitting up in the bed, wasn't feeling good, and he moved his legs over and wanted me to sit on the side of the bed, and I did. And I just put my hand over on his arm, and I said, "What's wrong, honey?" And he said, "I just didn't feel good." And he said, "When I don't feel good, you're the one I want with me." And Ginger was there, and I don't remember where she went to. I was there for about 4 hours, and I don't really remember seeing her in there anymore. She may very well have been, but I was centered on Elvis, and we didn't really talk all that much, very little in fact. We just sat there, and finally about 6:30 that morning he said, "Well," he said, I'm okay now." And he said, you can go home and get some sleep." He said, "I know you're tired." And I said, "Are you sure you're okay?" And he said, "Yes, I'm okay." And so he hugged me, and I got to the door to go out of his room, and he said, "Miss Cox, turned and I said, "What is it, honey?" And he said, "I just want you to know that the doors of this house will always be open to you." And those were the last words he spoke to me face to face.
Wow.
Wow.
And then the morning that he went on, the last day of his life, I was in my office and got a call from him about 8:30 in the morning wanting me to come out to the house that afternoon and rub his back and have a cup of coffee with him. And I said I would. And it was funny, I had to be in a meeting all morning. Actually, the conference was to last all day. But I had an employee that I had to terminate. So I had left the conference after lunch and went to my office and got his folder out, and then about 2 o'clock I heard them paging the Harvey team as I was going down to the main nursing office to get a bigger folder on this man. And they kept paging and paging and paging, and I thought, first of all, well, that's very odd. They don't usually page the Harvey team for the emergency room. They do it on site. And then I got a stat call. And when I got the call, it was Dr. Groner's office. He was the president of the hospital, and his secretary called and said, "Go to the emergency room. The Harvey team is on Elvis." And I'll tell you, I felt like both of my legs were weighted with cement blocks. And it was all I could do to get down there, and when I did, Charlie Hodge was standing out in the hallway, he and a couple of the other guys. And Charlie said, "Miss Cockett really looks bad." And I said, "Well, I'm going in." And he said, "Oh, I don't think you should." And I said, "Charlie, I'm going in there." And I did. And one of the residents came around the side of the table and put his arm around my shoulder. And he said, "Miss Cock, I think you better go outside." And I said, "Oh, and I'm staying right here where I am. I'm not leaving." And to me, it was very obvious that Elvis had already gone to Jesus. And I asked them to please stop the code. And they held up for a few minutes and restarted. And I finally said, "Dr. Nick, please stop this code and don't do this to him." And so they stopped it and extubated him. And everybody left the room. And I got a cool cloth and wiped his face off and brushed his hair back with my fingers, kissed him on the forehead, and walked out.
Oh.
Wow.
So, but you know, we had so much fun together. We were almost killed on a three-wheeler.
Yes, you told us that story. Yes.
He wanted to drive my car one day to see what it would do. We got out on the expressway, and I finally said, "Elvis, I think you found out what it was do. Let's take the next exit and go back to the house." And the day we were almost killed on the three-wheeler, we were flying down EP Boulevard going back to the house, and the next day one of my staff came up to me and said, "Miss Cox, did I see you on the back of a three-wheeler with Elvis Presley yesterday flying down EP Boulevard?" And all I said to her was, "Do you think I'm crazy?"
That's not an answer. It's not a denial.
One day, and some lady in the back of the room piped up and said, "So you lie." And I wouldn't even dignify it with an answer. You know, all I said was, "Do you think I'm crazy?" So, anyway, I have wonderful memories of that young man.
Oh, I bet you do. So just to recap the week, so people can get an idea of how busy it really was. The first night we got there, well, the second day, really, the day after, that's when we went to Marlowe's and saw Colin Paul. Then Saturday was my third time seeing the Terry Mike Jeffrey show with the Memphis Symphony. And that is always one of the highlights of my trip up there every January. And for those folks who maybe don't go in January, it would be worth the trip just to see that show.
It really is.
It is really quite something.
He's a great man.
Oh, he is. He's a terrific entertainer, a great guy. And, of course, the Memphis Symphony is in, I mean, I sang with the Detroit Symphony, and I think Memphis Symphony is world class, in my opinion. Wonderful.
Yeah, it really is. Well, when we were there at that, we went backstage at the break, because I always take Terry Mike a whipped cream pound cake. And Steve, you might want to tell them what the reaction of the guards and the ladies.
Well, yes, we're walking. Of course, we just walk in there like we own the place. We don't ask permission or anything. We just sort of stroll in. And I hear one of the ladies, like an usher or something, but clearly she was in charge of backstage things. And actually, she's the one who brought him his paycheck. And one of the security people, and I hear them talking behind this, and they're sort of whispering, like, well, who are they? He says, I don't know. Maybe they're family. Well, they look like they belong here. It's like they wanted to stop us, so they're following us all the way to the dressing room, just wondering what we were going to do, I guess. I don't know. So,
meanwhile, Steve was really looking at that whipped cream cake going, maybe I should have a little piece of that.
well, first of all, you need to know she makes two. Okay, so one was already cut into before we left for the show, right out of the oven.
The oven it was cut into.
Mm-hmm.
But they knew that we were kosher when Terry Mike came out the door, because he spoke to the lady first, turned and gave me a big hug, and then he met Steve and Lisa. Well, I think he'd already met Steve, because I took Steve back there before.
Yeah.
The times that we went to the concert. So he met Steve and he hadn't met Lisa. And then Debbie came out, distance too. So I think that they felt comfortable that we were not there to blow up the building or anything. And they left us alone, and then they left us. And so we visited for a few more minutes and went on back and took our seats back in the audience. But it was a great show, and the whole week was really good, but very Elvis-oriented.
Oh, yes.
Elvis-oriented.
Yep.
Well, that's fantastic, and that's why I really appreciate both you and Steve coming out, because we got your perspective, which of course we wanted, but then it was nice to have Steve here, because Steve, let's be honest, Steve would have not seen all this if it hadn't been for you.
Nope.
He would have he would have been in line with everybody else, and he certainly wouldn't have eaten as well as he did.
I certainly wouldn't drive out the front gate either.
Yeah. So we thank you so much, you and Steve both, for sharing some of these memories, and we look forward to talking to you again soon.
Anytime. There's not anything I'd rather do than talk about Elvis.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Marion.
Thank you, Marion.
And you too, Steve.
Thank you both.
All right, Marion, we are done. Thank you.
You're quite welcome.
That was wonderful.
Anybody watching? Lisa Adams.
A couple people. Yeah, Maria.
Oh, you're live?